Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I hope everyone is doing amazing today. Pre-warning, this message is going to hit hard, and only those who are truly on a spiritual journey will understand the meaning behind it. It's not going to be pleasant, unfortunately. So if that's going to bother you, then please feel free to change the channel. That being said, let's begin. Uh, we're going through very serious times right now, and I was really being guided to make this message today because it's of vital importance for everyone. Unfortunately, too many out there are realizing what's happening around us, both in the United States and around the world. Okay, and people still don't want to get the message. They just don't, either because they fear it, or they're feeling complacent, or they're allowing themselves to be fooled by the matrix. Okay, either way, you have free will. It's your choice. But don't complain when the shit hits the fan. Bottom line. If you can't ask yourself what you did to make things better, then don't complain when we become involved in a situation that we really don't want to become involved in. Okay? It actually saddens me. I'm not angry. This might come across as angry. This is not anger. Okay? This is actual spiritual fire. This is what you're witnessing. This is what I'm channeling right now. The divine realms and the Most High is very upset with the condition of humanity, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, everything that has been normalized, especially in the United States within the past 20 years or so. It's gotten progressively worse, where lying has become the mainstream. People don't want to tell the truth, people don't want to speak the truth. They're only concerned with putting money in their pocket because that's what the Matrix taught you needed to do. Okay? And you forgot about everything else. Okay? You don't want to recycle. You don't want to take care of the planet. You don't want to treat animals better. You only care about your own self. And that's sad because there's people like myself who are putting ourselves out here, okay, who have been called to do this, to help guide people. Okay? We're not thinking of ourselves when we're doing that. I truly care for each and every individual out there. Even though I dislike a lot of the actions, I care for their soul enough to tell them the truth, to speak the truth, whether they want to hear it or not. And again, that's their choice. But at least I know when my time comes, I'll be able to say that I did everything that I could. Okay? And that includes those out there who watch these channels. When I created this channel, okay, I've made it abundantly clear to everyone that I have a group from my past, my ex, who brought a group into my life to try to prevent these messages from getting out there. Okay? Some of you, and I appreciate it, have done the likes to help the algorithm. And again, this is not for me. Okay? I don't need anybody's validation. I don't. Okay? All the validation I need comes from the Most High. Okay? I'm just here to do a job to help humanity and to express, uh, you know, thoughts for the divine. I'm being the voice for the divine. This is how it works. I'm a vessel. That's all I am. I channel messages. And when I get them, I put them out there. And I know a lot of people think that, I might be crazy. That's fine. I get it. I get it. I totally get it. And you have every right to feel how you want to feel. But unfortunately, I've spoken things before that have come to pass. And the things that I mentioned earlier, especially there was one video that I created. And if you've been around since the beginning, you'll know that I predicted that things were going to get progressively worse if people don't wake up to the reality of what's happening. Okay? You think this is a game, but it's not. I often wonder when people sat there complacent when Elon Musk came to our country and decided to dismantle it from the inside. I often wonder if Elon Musk was black, Asian, or from from a culture that most Americans have an issue with. If they would have remained as complacent as they did, but because he was a white man, okay, most people sat back instead of being outraged. Okay, they sat back and allowed it to happen. You allowed a foreigner the very things that you want to get rid of when they have brown skin. Okay, you allowed a foreigner to come in and go through all our personal files. And you don't have an issue with that. And a lot of the times, if you look deep down within yourself, it's because, oh, he's good because he's white. We can't go against him. It's not the way it works. I even mentioned to you that you wouldn't recognize Jesus Christ if he came back, that you're all sitting there waiting on the return of Jesus Christ. Okay? You wouldn't accept him because he wouldn't have the blonde hair and blue eyes that you expect. You'd be prejudiced against him. And people would do the same thing to Jesus Christ all over again that they did 2,000 years ago. And that's just the truth. Okay? You were taught to be afraid of socialized medicine, but yet your hard earned tax dollars go to ensure that everyone in Israel has socialized medicine while you struggle to pay your medical bills and you sit there quiet and you take it and you complain. I can't pay my health bills. Why is the health insurance so expensive? Oh, but I'm afraid of socialized medicine because they tell me that's bad. You fall into the matrix time and time again. You fall into all the manipulations of the enemy. They create a boogeyman and you all jump on it. Whether it's gay people, that gay people created AIDS. Okay, I remember those days. Everybody wanted to kill gay people and still do because, gay people created AIDS. Or gay people want to molest your children, or we want to convert your children. And you all believed it. And that is so far from the truth. It's unbelievable. Okay? Many of you who continually eat veal, not knowing how those animals are treated, and yet you don't care about another soul because it differs from yours. You were taught to believe that animals don't have souls. There's going to be a rude awakening when you find that truth out. They just lack a voice, you know? Like I said, the boogeyman, they create these boogeymen. The latest boogeyman was when we had COVID. Oh, it started in China. And what did you all do? You followed suit. Most of you, not all of you. You followed suit. Oh, we're going to hate Asian people now. We're going to attack Chinese people now. I mean, think about this. Really, really look deep down inside yourself. And a lot of this comes from the churches that you go to, the mega churches telling you how to think, how to feel, how to believe, telling you that you need to supply them with money while you struggle. And meanwhile, if you actually had a situation, how many of those churches will help you? But yet, I see commercials all the time. Oh, we need to collect money to feed the poor people in Israel. Israel is the land of milk and honey, or so I thought. What about the poor people here? Not that I don't want to help people in Israel, and I'm not being anti Semitic, but I wonder, where is our tax money going and why is it going there? Think about that for a second. So the 1% can build their playground. Okay? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And I'm trying to speak between the lines as much as I can, and those who will get it will get it. So when you hear these messages and you watch them and you refuse to pass them along, you're part of the problem. Okay? I'm already fighting an uphill battle with this. Okay? But I intend to do what I'm being called to do, regardless. I'm not going to let anyone stop me. Okay? But you can help. You can help. This is your opportunity to show. Do you understand what you're being told? Are you listening with ears that can hear? Or are you continuing to remain in the matrix and deny people who are telling you the truth because it's uncomfortable for you? That's what you need to ask yourself. When you want to refuse a foreigner because they have dark skin, okay, but you'll use those same foreigners to get cheap labor. Farmers do it, regular people do it. Oh, they can cut my grass for cheap, they can build my walls for cheap, they can do my sheetrock for cheap. Well, use them then. It's very sad. And Source wants this message to come through so you can understand, and they want you to look into your hearts and see what is it that you're actually feeling. And if you really are emotionally intelligent enough to understand those feelings and to see where they're coming from, you'll understand this message. You really will. And those of you who won't, you won't. Like I said, I'm not here for a popularity contest. It doesn't bother me if you like me or not. But the messages are going to get out there. I am going to do my part, okay? And if people don't start waking up, they are going to have a reality that they never ever expected because you're living under the false illusion that it can't happen in America. It's happening before your eyes, and you remain complacent. You remain in fear. That's where they want you. They thrive off of that fear. They thrive off of the anger, the hatred. It makes them stronger. I have hatred for no one. I might dislike a lot of things that people do, but I have no hatred. I wish no harm upon them. Okay? Regardless of whether they hurt me or something else. I try to show them where they're wrong. Okay? I try to help them out, especially those that harm me. I've tried to help them out several times to tell them, don't do that because I'm something that can't be touched. Energetically, that is. And physically, I'm protected. Okay? Like I said many times before, if I were part of the mafia, I'm a made man. Okay? So in this situation, I'm a made man. And those who know who and what I am, know who and what I am. I don't have to tell you. Okay? And I'm not interested in telling you because I don't feel that I'm above you. Okay? And I don't feel that you're above me. I look at every living soul as equal. I don't even like killing a fly. Okay? Because I believe even a fly has a purpose and a soul. They might be annoying, but it doesn't mean they don't have a right to exist. Okay? If the creator put that there in part of our design, it's because it was meant to be there. Bottom line. And that includes people too. Animals, people, every walk of life, every person. Brown skin, yellow skin, red skin, purple skin, white skin, it doesn't matter. Everyone has a right to live freely and be respected. Everyone. Okay? So the whole thing is you have a decision to make. Are you going to be part of the problem by remaining complacent? Or are you going to do the things that need to be done? Are you going to do the recycling and take care of Mother Gaia? Are you going to take care of the animals and love them and respect them? They're not there for your use. Okay? When we allow the earth to be polluted either by ourselves or when we see someone else do it and we say nothing, we are just as much to blame. When you see someone harming an animal and you remain quiet, you are to blame. These are the opportunities that the divine is putting in front of you to make a change, to make a difference in this world. We have opportunities every single day. When you pass by the homeless person that I've mentioned many times, instead of judging them, why not help them? Give them food, give them love, give them respect as a human being because they are a human being. They might be different from you, but you can end up in that situation very easily. Believe me, people can come into your life, and I've had it happen to me, that will destroy your life and turn your world upside down. Narcissists, people that are close to you, family members, friends, things that you would never expect. These low vibrational people are being used. They're being used by darker energies to do evil things. And why? Because these are people who are complacent, who don't believe in anything, okay, who harbor hatred in their heart for things that they don't understand instead of trying to understand them. These are people who feel above other people. No one is above anyone, okay? God, the Most High, that's who's above everyone, whether you choose to believe that or not. And if you do believe that, then you'll understand what I'm saying. And if you do understand what I'm saying, then you will see that most of the preachers in these churches, regardless of the denomination, are preaching foul stuff that goes against the teachings of Jesus Christ that they profess. And you have an opportunity even then to speak up. And many of you stay complacent because you like what you're hearing, because it makes you comfortable. Okay? It makes you feel better about yourself. And what I'm saying to you is the truth. It might be hurtful, but I'm saying it to you with love. Everything that I'm saying is with love. And I might not be mushy gushy like a lot of people out there, okay? But I really do care. And I hope that this message is getting through to people. I hope that you'll be able to understand what this message is about. And if you made it this far, I thank you. And there's hope for you if you did. If you could do the next thing and help others receive this message, it would be greatly appreciated. Not for me, but for the divine realms who wants these messages to get out there. But again, this is your free will choice. If you're sitting there and you're angry about the things that happen in your life, guess what? We all go through shit. It doesn't mean you get to be a bad person. If I was to share my whole entire existence from birth and the things that I've experienced, most people would have turned into a hateful person. And believe me, I felt that at some point, and I realized it was consuming me. And then I also realized those were lessons that I needed to learn. The karmic family members that were placed in my life, starting with my parents, I had to learn from that. Okay, all the violence that I witnessed as a child, I had to learn from that. Okay, all the fears that were brought upon me. Okay, parents that cared more about their own situation than their own child, who had to witness what they were doing in the house. Okay, I could tell you stories that will make your hair spin. Okay, I was 2 years old and I have memories of my parents busting up the house, and I'm there with a rag cleaning up broken glass and food off the walls. Okay, but I don't dwell on that. That's just part of my experience. That's one of the many things that I've experienced in life. It doesn't mean I go out there and I become a horrible person. Okay, I decided that I was going to take these things that were thrown towards me and I was going to utilize it. So what did I do? I became a counselor because I wanted to help people. I worked in healthcare, and even in those jobs, I ran into resistance from people through jealousy, stealing my ideas that I would come up with while telling me the ideas were stupid. Yeah, that really happened. Really happened. And because of my accent, you know, which is part of who I am, and I accept every part of me, people think that I'm ignorant, and I'm far from it. My silence, a lot of times, is I give people the opportunity enough rope to hang themselves with. So if you think I'm stupid, that's fine. If my accent makes me stupid, that's fine. If my growing up in the Bronx in New York City in the 1970s makes me a low life, well, then I accept that. I'm comfortable with who I am, but I know what I'm here to do. And for those of you who understand and listen, you'll follow suit. Okay? And I hope you do, because I feel sad for society, because you have no idea what's coming. And I'm not going to express it, and if that scares you, maybe it should, because you're really playing with fire. And unfortunately, so many are going to be burnt, okay, if we continue down this path. So the choice is yours. I thank you for listening. I thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it if you give a like to this video so that others, we can work this stupid algorithm, because that's what it's about. Algorithms. They'll promote the bullshit, but anything that's real, that's helping people, they try to stifle. So anything you could do in that manner is appreciated. Okay. So again, I want to thank everyone. I want to give everyone my unconditional love, regardless of where you stand or how you feel about me. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.